Hi, guys.
Hi, Kim. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good.
Excellent.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Hello. How are you?
Happy New Year.
Kim, you're muted.
Thanks. Here I am babbling away. Happy New Year, guys. It's wonderful to see you. We had quite a few people sign up today, which I'm really excited about. So we'll give them a couple more minutes. Hopefully they'll join us because the more people we can see, the nicer it is. On this cold, snowy day, my boys are home. So they're outside playing in the snow and they're having a ball. So, and we have a puppy that loves the snow. So she runs right alongside him and she eats it and it's all over her. It's a mess, but
How much snow do you have, Kim?
we've probably got like 3 inches.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good amount. And then on top of what we had the other day, but most of that turned to ice and slush. Wasn't really nice. So anytime they have snow, they're happy. Trying to convince them to shovel, but we'll see how that goes. They want to play first, so I'm sure that they will tire themselves out and won't have any energy to shovel. I can see that happening already, but we'll see.
Maybe you can entice them by asking them to shovel and then they can use the snow to make a snowman.
Exactly. So that's the strategy. And I even have a cute kit that has like a hat and like funny eyes and things that you can put on. So hopefully they'll fall for that. We will see. All right, we've only got we had 17, I think, sign up today. So we only have like less than half, but I don't want to, what are we at? We're at 12 o'clock now, 12:01. Give it one more minute and then we'll just dive in. I'm excited to share some exciting information with you guys. So I can't wait. So everybody better hurry up and get here. Jean, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. You look
It's been a
well.
while. Going through a
Yeah.
lot of stuff.
You're feeling okay and
Yeah, I'm okay now.
good.
Yeah.
We had a couple scares with some COVID in the, at the office. So now everybody's healthy. Hopefully we
Thank
stay that way.
gosh.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so we're up to 8. I guess I'll start and then we can just let everybody in as they come. So first, I want to welcome everybody that's here with us today and wish you a group Happy New Year. What a year we had in 2021, good and bad. For Dress for Success, it really was an extraordinary year. We were so fortunate to have a new president join us, and the leadership that she has provided, our board, the commitment of our board members, our volunteers. I think we had 141 new volunteers join us last year, which was amazing. We served 1,200 women. And that for us was really quite an achievement because we had seen numbers like that in the past, but those numbers were counted by the number of suits that we gave out. What was particularly exciting for us is that the numbers that we saw were not just clothing. Clothing has become a secondary part of what we do.
Kim, we lost you, I think.
Yeah, I think she's frozen, right?
It's frozen, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, she'll
Am I
probably come
back?
right back. Yeah,
Am I
you're
back?
There
back.
you are.
Yay, I hate my internet. Okay, so of the 1,200 women, 638 came through our webinars, our career center, our accountability groups. That's huge. And of that number, 255 of those women were unique or new to our organization. That's a huge number. And one of the things that was really exciting about that is that they were coming to us on their own as self-referrals. So many agencies either closed during COVID or lost funding or whatever. And so we started trying to do outreach and having our members spread the word about what it is that we offered. And so the fact that 255 of them came on their own and were brand new to us is phenomenal. So yes, 1,200 women, 239 were served through mobile. Even though half the world was still shut down, we found a way to get clothing out to women who needed it. So I'm so proud of that. And in 2022, we hope to grow our community by at least another 10%, which I think is going to be easy to do based on what we've done last year. But you know, it's really an accomplishment of what we were able to do. How are we going to do it is the question. And so we're going to believe that we can do it with you and our awesome team. Lorraine continues to be a dynamo. The fact that we serve 638 women is insane through our webinars. And that's all Lorraine scheduling them, making sure that everything goes off without a hitch, coming up with content, all kinds of things. So I'm so proud of her. And I'd like to introduce you to our newest member of our team. Nancy Golden is here with us today. And I'm going to turn it over to you, Nancy, so that everybody gets to meet you.
You're muted.
Is she muted?
Okay, yep, I'm here.
Okay, here.
Thanks, Kim. I know I'm showing up as Keith, who I am replacing, and it's going to be very hard to replace him because he was a dynamo just in the few weeks that I met with him. But I'm going to be on a part-time basis assisting Kim in the office, and I will be doing the administration tasks, contacting all the people that have donated, sending them thank you notes out, trying to work with and keep track, and Lorraine, I'll need your help, keep track of all the people that have volunteered and at what level and what they volunteered for. So I'm brand new. I am retired from my lifetime career, and I hope to get to know all of you a little better. And please don't hesitate to reach out to me with any suggestions. Anita called me the other day because she thought this call was on Tuesday. So Anita and I chatted briefly the other day. So anyway, please don't hesitate to contact me, and I look forward to working with all of you.
Thank you, Nancy. We're glad to have you. So in the beginning, I was talking a little bit about Caroline and her excellent leadership as our president. Our board members, we have Cindy Martinangelo here with us as well, who has been doing such a great job with volunteer orientations, and she led the silent auction. She's just such an active board member and such a huge part of what we do. We're so blessed to have the awesome volunteer base that we do. And we have invested in our volunteers this year because we realize we cannot do it without you. And if we're going to continue to grow and increase the numbers even more, we're going to need to have some more volunteer support. So at the end of the month, we have a part-time volunteer coordinator joining us. So I will be able to introduce you all to her next month. And her job is going to be to stay in a little bit better contact with our volunteers, create better pathways to have, opportunities available, following up, having some networking events, all kinds of stuff. So we're very, very excited about that. So kudos to you all for what we did last year and what we're going to do this year. So in addition to our regular programming, we are well on our way to planning our Women's Leadership Summit that will be held on Friday, March 11th. It will be virtual, so you can participate from anywhere. We've already started to identify some sponsors, and we've gotten quite a few to sign on already, but we need some help in really spreading the word, helping sell tickets. If you think of any cool businesses or, people, if you go to your doctor's office or things like that, we have sponsorship opportunities that are starting at $1,000, where they could be a vendor or a benefactor, and they get, a ticket, and there's recognition and things, and there's opportunities for them to promote their services. And then sponsorships go all the way up to $20,000. And we're very, very blessed in that we've already retained quite a few at 15,000, 10,005. So we're really well on our way. With sponsorships comes opportunities for speaking engagements. So last year, if you were a participant in the event, it really was a powerful day of instruction and guidance and support for the women that were there. Our speakers were really just fantastic, and we do have some of them coming back with us this year. One that I'm really especially excited about is having Precious Williams return to engage with us. And last year, for those of you who were there, I had done an interview with her, and she shared her journey, and it was just very powerful. And I think one of the biggest messages that she left us with was that we are not the sum of our mistakes, and that we all have the power to make ourselves into our best selves. And, we're in control of that. And she speaks very passionately, and was really just such an inspiration for us. But a lot of the speakers were. So we are making the agenda up now, and tickets are live. The website is riseandthrive2022.com. And you spell the and we'll be updating the website regularly so you can see who some of the other speakers are, and just to get a feel for what the day looks like. So I hope that you'll be able to join us, but more importantly, I hope that you'll be able to help promote it. If you have LinkedIn or Facebook or whatever, trying to get people to buy tickets and to attend. With some of the sponsorships comes tickets where, for however many they get for their company, that they will have that equal amount that will support our members, so that for members who are unable to afford the cost of the ticket, which is $125, that we would be able to have some spots sponsored. So it really is a great day. Any questions about that? Or if you have any ideas of people we might reach out to for sponsorships or vendors, please feel free to email us, or put it in the chat, whatever, and then we'll be able to follow up. Or if there's anybody that you might be able to just make that introduction for us, it would be a huge help, because we always want to try to encourage new blood coming into the event, and that is one way to do it.
Kim, can you share with us some of the companies that have already signed up to sponsor?
Yeah, so we're really excited. This year we have, we got MetLife Investments. That's a brand new one to us. And over the years, they've done a couple of events for us. They did a cycling event and things where they raised some money. But this year they came in as a sponsor at a very high level that, was really a surprise and was fantastic. We have GSK, GlaxoSmithKline. We've got in ADP, I think we're waiting on to make sure that the grant goes through, and I'm really hopeful it does. But they've been very supportive every year. Another new one is New Jersey Resources, which is New Jersey Gas, and they do a bunch of other things. Daily Pay, and who else? Trying to think what other, oh, PNC Bank. And I'm waiting on a couple that we reached out to, and we're gonna hear from them tomorrow, actually. So we may have some other new ones. So we're getting there.
MetLife? Did I miss, did you say MetLife as well and JSK?
Yep, I got them. I think that's it so far. I think that's it.
Hey, Kim, so
Yeah.
besides sponsors, which I realize of course are important, do you need speakers as well?
Most, actually all of the speaking spots are sponsored spots.
Okay, okay,
So the tricky thing is that some of the organizations will provide their own speakers. If they don't want to do that, then we're going to be able to provide some speakers for them, but it depends on what they want to talk about. So it's
Yeah.
kind of the chicken or the egg situation. So,
okie doke.
yeah, but well, if we do need some speakers, it's always good if you guys hear of any, let us know, because whether or not they're able to participate in the summit while we're doing our programming for the year, it might be good to have them, for another event. So if you know people that we could tap into, that would be super as well.
Kim, I can provide you with a whole roster of potential speakers.
Yes.
I actually heard that Dr. Uchenna Baker was affiliated with this year's summit. Is that true?
Oh, I have not heard that.
Okay. Question for you. Your audience really is the woman who needs assistance, correct? Is that your focus?
It's a diverse group. And I think that's part of what makes the day so special, is that you can't, for the attendees that go, you can't tell if you're an employee of a company that's sponsored, or if you're an unemployed woman looking to network and find work. It's really a diverse group. I know so far we have almost 100 tickets sold that are corporate people that are coming. We will have, I think last year we had about 30 that were the women that are our members, and or clients that we formerly called them. A large group of them were volunteers that serve the women that we serve. So almost, getting the information so that then they can share it with the women that we do serve. So really a diverse group.
Do you target the chambers of commerce at all? I am connected to many of them.
We are a member of the Morris County and the North Jersey Chamber. I think those are the only two that we're members of. So if there's a way that we could promote it to the membership, that would be huge, because then they can turn it around and, offer it to their employees and that kind of thing. That would be phenomenal.
Yeah. So would I refer that information to Lorraine, or how do you?
Yeah, you know what I can do is I will send you the link and the sponsorship form. And if you want to reach out and just forward it to them, or if you want to make the introduction to me, you know what I mean?
Sure.
From me to them, whatever.
Last but not least, I would approach American Dream, or at least the family behind American Dream, for sponsorship, if you haven't done it.
Oh, I have not. And that's a great idea. We were working with them for a while with their HR people, and they were going to do some training for us, and that never happened. So that would be a really good one. And I just thought of yesterday at Hackensack Meridian. We have a lot of health and pharmaceutical sponsors, but we do serve Hackensack area, and so I want to reach out to them as well. And we really don't have that many contacts in that area, and you got got everybody covered.
Okay, great.
Just
Thank you,
following up
Anita.
on that, Kim, if we can't really hone in on specific markets or people that we want to attract, can we define the content so that people who are interested in that content are attracted to buy tickets?
Yeah, so that's where we're trying to create the agenda now so that you know what sessions there are. So we're kind of, what's tricky is that because every spot is a sponsored spot, we do still have some spots open, and the people that we already have committed haven't committed to what they're talking about yet. But I do have a list of suggested topics that will probably be covered, or some variation of them that I could give you that, would give them an idea. And we also have the agenda from last year that you would be able to say, well, this is what we did last year. It's going to look similar this year, just to give them an idea.
Right. I just think that, in everything, it's really good if you can just come up with a few words or a sentence or something that's very attractive. I mean, the one person you've talked about is Precious, and it sounds like she's an inspirational speaker. So, I mean, maybe there will be inspiration and maybe there will be practical applications of something.
I have some topics here are from intention to impact, making strides in diversity, equity, and inclusion, making money moves, financial stability in disruptive times, lessons learned from the great resignation and realignment, tips to being authentic in work and in life, and creating connectivity in a hybrid world. And we do have a panel discussion that's going to be a hero's journey, and how I know we offered a session earlier in the year about how we can be a hero to everybody, and anybody. And this group of the panel will be sharing their journey and their story, which I think will be very inspirational when you hear what they've done, and then what they've kind of like with the lighthouse effect and how they shine their light on other people. So those are just some of the topics that we have.
But Edie, the goal is, Kim and I've talked about, the goal is by the end of this week to update the stuff, because we have lots of assets that I think we can send out to this whole group that give the concept of what, is going to be covered. It always comes down a little bit to the last 2 weeks of how speakers come through and how it all organizes, but I don't think that it doesn't dramatically change off of like the concept of the day. And I just shared in the message area, and we can send it to you too. We did a highlight reel from last year, which is like 2 minutes, but it gives you really the feeling of all the topics and speakers and kind of the wonderful kind of reach it has around many topics that are interesting to all women. And some are very practical. Like one was a presentation space, and then one is more spiritual, conceptual, or community-based conversation. So it runs the gamut.
Yeah, no, it sounds great. And obviously you've done a lot of work on it, and I'm just coming in at the end here, but.
No. These are all great questions, because we need to grow our community that is coming to this. Like, we want the audience, we want to amplify the audience. And we relied very heavy on social media. And I think everybody on this call, we need to use everybody's kind of branching out, whether it even be like we talked about getting printouts so that you can go into a store in your town and say, do you want to be a vendor supporter, or can I just post this on your pinup thing, and it has a QR code so somebody can scan it and learn about the event. It is just about how can we amplify as a community to get more people there, because it is 50 to 60% of our operating revenue that it fundraises 50 to 60%, and a majority of that goes right into serving the women, if not all. Yeah.
With that stated, then, Carolyn, do you plan to have a featured speaker or keynoter of notoriety?
It's a great question. We had last year we had Nicole Miller and Carol Alt, which interesting. I think I feel semi-safe in this zone. There was definitely a lot of people didn't know, of a certain age, people didn't know who they were. Of our age, of my age, we were like, oh, everyone will know who these people are. And they were wonderful. We have not, if you have an idea, Anita, that you think that there might be somebody that would really draw people in, we're open to it. At the moment, we definitely can highlight somebody like that, but we have not, no one's come across us that is ready to go that we have signed up for it. We didn't find it had the draw, but it could have been those speakers. I don't know.
I think it's going to boil down to whether or not you have a budget.
Agreed.
Right. And we don't pay any of the speakers.
Mm,
So that's the challenge, is that it's got to be somebody who's willing to give up their time to do it. We were fortunate to get Nicole Miller and Carol Alt because of a relationship that some of our board members had with the publicist for them. But if it wasn't for that, I don't know how we would have access to those people that would, you know, have a big following for free.
And in the structure, you know, of our fundraising events, this is definitely over the years, since it's moved away from the gala and more to a summit base, it definitely, we generate the majority of our revenue through these big sponsorships. And so, yeah, it's an interesting one, but we're always open to it. But I agree with you, to really get somebody great, you gotta be able to pay for it. I don't know if we're at that space at the moment.
Yeah, if we got the sponsor that would cover their cost, that would be sweet. And then we can really go after some good ones. So maybe that's our target, is having someone sponsor the keynote.
I
And
would
that
say
would probably,
talk with American Dream. I don't remember the lady's name that I'm connected with, but I can certainly converse with you.
yeah, and I think I
Okay.
still have it because you had given me that, and that's how we started talking with them about the training that they were going to do for us. And then they were going to let us use the space to do our power walk, and things just fell apart. So I'll circle back with them, because you're right, with all the stores that they have and everything, they may have access, and they definitely have money. So
They definitely do.
yeah. Thanks, Anita. Anybody else have any questions?
Oh, Kim, did you share the committees? Do you want me to
Please do that.
put that slide up? Is that helpful to see?
That
if
would
any-
be really helpful.
Okay.
So in addition to, you know, the tickets, you know, promoting it, looking for sponsors and vendors, we do have some committees. Last year, we kind of operated, I don't know how we did it last year, to be honest with you. But we do have these committees, and I'll let Caroline share with you what they are, because you guys would be great to be members of that, because you guys are always so supportive.
Can you guys see the slide? Sorry, I have it coming up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were trying to kind of figure out how to be the most effective as a group, kind of building up momentum for the event. And we've come out with these kind of these 4 committees. The finance committee on the bottom, we're not really seeking out. It's our finance committee for the board, and it's more budget and accounting. So I don't necessarily think anybody's raising their hand quickly for that, nor do we need it. But we were looking at the organization, if you guys are interested in getting more active, into 3 parts of the event. I will be leading up the corporate sponsorship fundraising space. And that's just brainstorming, kind of like what you're doing, Anita. It's like, did we think of this? I was saying to Kim, I woke up with 3 ideas in my head of like, Summit Medical Group, why aren't they on our list? Or, you know, like I even thought about my kid's orthodontist, but you know, like why, you know, just kind of brainstorming around that. We are in active conversations, as many of you are bringing up, around potential sponsors and also speakers, and in the chicken and egg thing. And then also ticket pricing, promotions, and kind of how to finesse that. That is one committee. The other committee, Kim is leading up with Amy Collins, who is a volunteer, as well as a program leader for mindfulness with us. And that's really kind of the, like what Edie was talking about, the agenda, the topics, what we want to cover, what we want to achieve in the day, in the experience. How do we want people to feel? How do we want people to leave? When, you know, and what is the takeaway? Kim did an amazing job around this last year. If you're interested in being a part of that, that is Kim's team. And then there's the promotion and outreach, which is the audience I was talking about, in the community. And that's, we're still kind of refining who's leading that up, but we have a marketing manager, Christine Hawes, and that is really kind of thinking, it's a marketing and promotion plan, which we have a pretty set kind of concept, but we're really wanting to challenge ourselves around that audience and the ticket side of it. And how do we amplify what we're doing throughout our organization, our volunteer network? How do we, you know, last year we came up with the idea of sponsoring tickets for all of our clients who wanted to come, which we thought was an amazing thing. You know, and how do we really amplify and get people to come to the event, as well as acknowledge it as it's not just it's a wonderful celebration. It's at the right time of year for Women's International Day, but it is a fundraiser, and it is how we raise substantial and meaningful funds to enable us to support the women that we serve. So you can send, I'll put my email in. You can either email Kim or myself if you're interested. All are welcome. We need as many hands on deck as possible. And that's our fun committees.
Now, any questions on those? Okay. Thanks, Caroline.
Welcome.
So that is our summit that we're working on. That's probably the biggest thing this first quarter that we are working on. Hopeful, trying to finalize plans with our partners at the Links, who each year have done a Go Red event for us in February. So we're just trying to finalize that. And hopefully we'll be able to share that with you soon. And I know Lorraine's on. She's working so hard on programming for the year. I think she's already up to March, if not April, scheduling content. So I'm really excited about that. And we will, and if it's not already on the website, we have the ability to have a calendar now on our website, so that if you want to go for like a quick glance to see what's happening this month and you're not sure of what sessions there are, instead of reading it in email form, you can actually see it on a calendar and kind of plan your month accordingly. So we have that going, which is nice.
Hey, Kim,
yeah.
Can I throw out a crazy idea?
Sure.
So I know it might be a really long shot, and maybe it's really out of crazy, but in terms of a keynote speaker, Bethany Frankel is a huge supporter of Dress for Success. She's done a lot for the organization, both at the worldwide level and I think even at some local affiliates. And so I'm just wondering if it's out of control for us to even think that we could reach out to worldwide and just see if there's any way that we can do something.
Not at all. We can definitely do that. I've been reaching out to actresses, and like I've been like going like I'm thinking big. My husband loves Mariska Hargitay from SVU, Law and Order, and so I reached out to her. I'm like yes, no, that's not too big.
Only because there's such a connection there, right?
Yes.
She and this goes back. Her supporting organization has gone back years. I want to say even 10 years. So I'm just, again, I don't know if it's out of the ordinary, it's crazy, but what does it hurt to ask? We can connect to worldwide.
Yeah, exactly. If the worst is no.
She's in New York, so she's local, and
exactly.
You know,
they had Tom Hanks's wife last year for something. They had Katie Couric for something. Like they definitely get a bigger audience. So yeah, I'll do it. Why not?
It can't hurt, right? I'm just throwing it out there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Cindy.
Yeah.
You know me, I think that the hardest part is that I always think Hollywood big, and I have to always like scale myself back. And
that's okay. It's good to start somewhere. Yeah, I think it's great.
Exactly. Any other ideas? If you know, like book authors, we've got, I think, a couple of speakers. I asked even ADP, who sponsors our Steps to Success program. The book that we use for Steps to Success is Marcus Buckingham, and he just wrote another book, and it's getting a lot of traction. So I was like, that, and since we're remote, he could potentially plug in. So I'm waiting to see about that as well, because I think he would have a good following. Okay.
And you know what? I think it would be great to have a male perspective as well. I think that's always wonderful to mix that up a little bit.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. So that's all I have for the summit. I don't know if Lorraine wanted to add anything about programming. We do have tonight our fireside chat that is about the power of service in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and his day of service. And so we have really two phenomenal guests. One is from is the founder of an organization called 11 Plus. And that organization raises money and pays nonprofits to hire minority students of color into internship positions, and so that they get paid, because in order to help break the cycle of poverty and racism, when you've got board members that are traditionally white that will have their kids come in and intern for the summer, they traditionally can afford to work for free. The students that are coming from a disadvantaged background are not able to do that, and therefore their college applications aren't as strong, their resumes aren't as strong, etc. And so he founded this organization to give these students that opportunity, to help give them a more level playing field. So he's joining us, and the other person is the director, or the former director, she just retired on Friday, of the Department of, what is it? The Civic Scholar Program at Drew University, where we've gotten many interns from, but there's a whole program where the students have to do service, and some of them have gone on to start up their own nonprofits and things. So we're just talking about what that looks like, and using Dr. Martin Luther King's examples of the importance of service and giving to others as our beacon for the conversation tonight. So that's at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock on Zoom. And that's all I have to share, unless anybody else has any news they'd like to share, or if Lorraine has anything.
My Wi-Fi is probably bad, but I think you covered everything, Kim. And then I was just going to add that our suiting numbers are going up. We started suiting more clients. We've already suited 6 so far since we started the year. We had some today that we had to cancel because of the weather. We have some this Saturday coming up. We have 4 next week. Looking at the schedule, it looks like we have about 4 clients per week signed up. So the numbers are going up. We also have 2 mobiles coming up. We have our first mobile happening on the 27th of this month. And then we have one on the 5th of February. Our webinars are starting actually on the 26th, I believe. And it's a financial literacy one that's going to run for 3 sessions. And then after that, we have something special for the ladies as well. It's on fundamentals of Google Suites, where they're actually going to train them on everything they need to know, that deals with Google. And that's all we have all the way until February. And then
Which isn't that far away.
Yeah.
Thank you,
There's a
Lorraine.
lot going on, but good stuff.
It is. Thank you. All right, everyone, if that is it, if there isn't any other questions, thank you. Yeah.
Can I
Sorry,
just
can-
make a?
I love the content of those new webinars, Lorraine. Thanks for sharing. I wonder if we have any news on the next steps to success cohort, or if there's going to be one, or what the status of that program is.
There definitely is going to be another. It's probably going to launch in later in March. But we're tweaking it again. We're planning, we're hoping to do some kind of hybrid thing, but I think it's mostly going to be virtual again. And we're just trying to peel it back a little bit, because I think it went on for, I don't know if it was 12 weeks or it was a long time. And it basically pulled away from our other programming that happened on the same days. So we're trying to scale that back. So I'm working with Willa now to try to figure out what that looks like. And we'll have news on that soon. Anything else? I think Nita was asking.
Yes, I was just picking up on what you were saying, Kim, in terms of shooting for the stars. I Googled celebrities that have supported Dress for Success, and I landed on Tina Fey. Tina Fey comes to my mind based on her contributions to Saturday Night Live. Many of us know her as a comedian. She's an actress, producer, but she also received an award called Mothers Who Make a Difference in the past. And so I don't know, let's go for it, Kim. Let's see if that's someone who might be of interest speaking to the group. You know, add a little comedy in it and
I love it. I think that is fantastic. Thank you, Anita. If anybody else has any ideas, keep them coming. I love it. But that's it for today. I just want to thank you all for joining us and again, wish you a very happy new year. Congratulate you on the accomplishments that we had together last year. And I can't wait to see what this year is going to bring for us. So thank you guys. Have a great day. And I hope you can come back tonight for
I'll
our
see y'all
fireside
tonight.
chat.
Yep.
Okay,
Thanks,
thanks,
Kim.
Cindy.
7.
Bye-bye.
Bye.